By a U.S. federal judge to describe the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office investigation into the shooting death of Seth Adams. Adams was shot and killed by a PBSO deputy in May of 2012. Contact 5 investigator Sam Smink live outside a federal courthouse with more. Sam?
Kelly, Judge Hurley said PBSO's investigation into the Seth Adams shooting was, quote, slip, shot, and shoddy from beginning to end. Seth Adams was shot and killed by Michael Custer in May 2012. The Adams are suing Custer, accusing him of using unjustified and excessive force. Before testimony began today, Judge Hurley strongly criticized the lead detective for his testimony earlier in the case. The detective had said he could not reconcile discrepancies in Custer's account of killing Adams, that it was not his job. Custer had told detectives he shot Adams when he thought Adams was pulling a gun out of his pickup truck. Adams did not have a weapon. The detective said he sent the case to the state attorney's office with no mention of the inconsistencies. Judge Hurley called those facts shocking and said the community had a right to know an investigation was done properly. The judge also questioned why investigators did not have Custer reenact the shooting with a real gun or by a truck. After the scolding, Michael Custer himself took the stand. He's been on the stand all day. Coming up at 6, we'll tell you what he said. For now, reporting live, Sam Smink, WPTV News Channel 5.
In the wrongful death lawsuit against Palm Beach County Sheriff's Deputy Michael Custer in the death of Seth Adams. Custer took the stand just moments ago as part of the defense's witness testimony. Deputy Custer explained to the jury about the level of resistance and how law enforcement officers are trained to respond. Meantime, the judge overseeing the trial had some harsh words for the defense. He called the sheriff's office investigation into the deadly shooting, quote, slipshod and shoddy. Contact 5 investigator Sam Smink is covering the trial and will have full details coming up on News Channel 5 at 5.
U.S. judge says PBSO probe of Seth Adams shooting shoddy, a disgrace. PBSO Sergeant Michael Custer arrives at the federal courthouse in West Palm Beach with his wife Wednesday, March 8, 2017. Richard and Lydia Adams are suing the sheriff's office and Custer in the May 2012 shooting death of their 24-year-old son Seth Adams in the parking lot of a family-owned garden center in Loxahatchee Groves. Lanny's Waters / The Palm Beach Post. West Palm Beach. Update, 11:30 a.m. The late-night parking lot encounter between Palm Beach County Sheriff Sergeant Michael Custer and Seth Adams almost immediately escalated to a deadly force situation, Custer told a federal jury Wednesday. Testifying in his own defense in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit from the parents of Adams, who was killed in the encounter, Custer repeated claims he's made since 2012 that Adams cursed at him, then walked to his car and grabbed him by the neck even after he identified himself as an officer and told him to stop. I gave him clear commands and directives, pretty much from beginning to end, Custer said, later adding, he continued the offensive, so the struggle continued. Attorneys for Richard and Lydia Adams have been telling jurors from the start of the trial last month that physical evidence in the case directly contradicts Custer's version of the events near the intersection of Okeechobee Boulevard and a road. Sheriff's office attorneys wanted to introduce into evidence a video reenactment of the shooting they created after the trial started, a video they informed the Adams family attorneys of Tuesday. Instead, U.S. District Judge Daniel T.K. Hurley, outside the presence of the jury, launched into a scathing rebuke of how the sheriff's office investigated the officer-involved shooting. This investigation from beginning to end has been slipshod and shoddy, and this is a disgrace, Hurley said. The video was to have shown scenarios of how bullet casing would have fallen depending on how Custer held his Glock .22 caliber department-issued gun when he fired at Adams, an important part of the case because of a dispute over where the two men were standing when Custer fired. But investigators never made that part of their questioning of Custer after the shooting, a point Hurley said was damaging to both Adams' family and to Custer. We can look back and there was one thing after another that wasn't done, Hurley said, adding that he was shocked to listen to testimony from investigators in the case who failed to follow basic steps. As for the video, Hurley agreed with the family's attorneys that it was too late to bring before jurors without having given the other side a chance to witness the reenactment and question those who put it together. This is a flagrant violation of the discovery rules. It simply cannot be permitted, Hurley said. Custer is still on the witness stand. Original post. Palm Beach County Sheriff Sergeant Michael Custer, the deputy who shot and killed Seth Adams in May 2012, is expected to take the witness stand Wednesday to defend himself against a multimillion-dollar lawsuit from Adams' parents. Custer has claimed that he shot Adams after the 24-year-old tried to choke him and then reached into his pickup to get what Custer thought was a weapon in the parking lot of the Loxahatchee Groves nursery where Adams lived and worked. Attorneys for Richard and Lydia Adams say the physical evidence in the case directly contradicts Custer's story and have accused the sheriff's office of concocting an evil plan to cover up for Custer. Sheriff's office attorneys announced Custer would be the first witness on the stand Wednesday after the first full day of defense testimony ended Tuesday. Custer is expected to be on the stand all day and jurors could begin deliberating the case as early as next week.